Hey, this is Nathan Slamans from Amazing Freedom, and in this video, I'm gonna go over 6 tips to making sure that you pick the right private label product to sell on Amazon. All right, so when it comes to selling on Amazon and selling your own private label products, it is crucial that you pick the right product. We often say that 80 to 90% of your success is gonna come down to whether or not you pick the right product. And it's very hard to make the wrong product turn into a right product. Whereas if you pick the right product, even if you do everything else wrong, you typically can still have success. So tip number 1 when it comes to picking the right product to sell on Amazon is you want to ask yourself, is this product brand dominated within this niche? And so what do I mean when I say brand dominated? Probably the easiest example to think of is diapers and brands like Huggies or Pampers or Luvs. These are really well-known, widely recognized brand names that you can get at all the big box stores. And the reason they're so widely recognized is because the companies behind these brands have literally poured millions and millions of dollars into advertisement and brand recognition. And so if you're trying to compete with these brands, a lot of parents are not going to want to pick your no-name diaper over these well-known traditional brands. And so you have to ask yourself, is this niche or this product that you're going into extremely brand dominated? And are people going to be very wary of picking your product over the well-known products that they already see at the store every day? Now, some exceptions to this are if you're making accessories for well-known brands or closely related products, but have some kind of significant difference that makes yours different than what's already out there. And that could be a reason why you can still compete with these products, but they're not exactly the same. Tip 2 is on the other side of the spectrum. You want to avoid niches that are dominated by private label sellers. I'm holding here a massage gun. In 2019, these blew up on Amazon. And if you check out the page, as you can see here scrolling through, this product is dominated by private label sellers. Now, how do I know that? Well, we can see here that almost every single listing on the first page of search for massage gun has badges and words written on the main image, which is not TOS compliant. But as we know, a lot of private label smaller sellers are willing to not always follow TOS guidelines completely, and so they're getting aggressive. They're doing what they can to get their main image noticed, and so they're putting badges, they're putting words, they're doing all this kind of stuff that private label smaller sellers do. I like to avoid these niches because typically they're going to be more competitive. The PPC costs are going to be higher because you have all these sellers who really care about this one product that they're selling, and they're going to do everything they can. And a lot of times you'll actually run into players who are willing to get dirty and do black hat tactics to do whatever they can to beat out the competition. Tip number 3 when it comes to picking the right private label product to sell on Amazon is you want to be using the software and tools that are available to you. When it comes to picking products and doing research on Amazon, one of our favorite tools is called Market Intelligence by Viral Launch. It's really helpful because, as you can see here, if you run the tool while you're doing a search for a product, for example, like the massage gun, which is very popular and has a lot of keyword demand, you can see all this data coming up right away for all the different listings on the page, like what is the bestseller rank for each listing? How many sales per month is each listing approximately generating? What are the review number for each listing? What's the ratio? So there's all this helpful data. And if you're not using these tools and you're just going in blind and you're just trying to go and read each listing by itself, or you don't even have access to any of this kind of data, you're really not going to be able to know whether or not your product is going to be too competitive in the space or if there's going to be enough demand there, as we're going to talk about in just a moment. So tip number 4 when it comes to choosing the right private label product is making sure that there's enough sales demand for your product. There's nothing worse than spending a ton of time on developing a product, working with a manufacturer, bringing it over, launching it on Amazon, and then crickets, nothing happens, right? And this is what will happen to you if you pick a product where there's no customer demand. And so one of the ways that you make sure that there is customer demand is going back to that last point, using some tools and software. You can also just simply look at the bestseller rank that's available to everybody for free on the Amazon listing. But if you use some of these tools, many of them free, you can get a better historical idea of what the demand has been like over time. And so for some of these massage guns, for example, we can see that there's been in this huge demand, and many of these listings are generating tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, and we know that there's enough demand here. Now, what's the right number? A lot of times you don't want too much demand if it's going to be a highly competitive niche where you can't compete because you don't have the expertise or capital. But usually, a general rule is you want to have at least $5,000 to $10,000 of sales per month for several listings in the keywords that you're looking at, or there just may not be enough customer demand. Number 5 here, you want to look at the reviews for your potential competitor products. So when it comes to reviews, we all know how important they are on Amazon, not just for the review rating, like the 4, 4.5, 5 star, but the number of reviews is also extremely important. The main reason simply being because it is a strong indicator of social proof, whether a product is good or not. And customers do pay a lot of attention to reviews, and it's been proven time and time again that having more reviews and having better reviews can lead to increases in sales. So when it comes to reviews, what we really like to avoid and not see are a bunch of listings that have hundreds, if not thousands of reviews on them already. This is typically going to be tough for you to come in and compete, because if your competitor has 1,000 reviews and you come in and you have 0 or even 10 to 20, 30, it's going to be very low comparatively, and the social proof just might not be there. So what we like to see is ideally on the first page of search, there are listings that have less than 100 reviews so that you can get in there and know that you can compete before having to get too many reviews built up. Lastly, tip number 6, when it comes to your private label selection success and making sure that you're picking the right private label product, is that you want to make sure that you are asking yourself a very important question when you're doing your research. And that question is, why is the customer going to buy my product? Why are they going to buy from me? And one of the main reasons that you can answer this is if your product is not what we call a Me Too product. And so Me Too products are those products where there are just a bunch of the same types of products already on Amazon, and they all look extremely similar. And so we've seen these kind of products. They're products like the massage gun, where if you go and you search for massage gun, you're gonna see listings of the same exact product that you probably as a customer can't really tell what the difference is. You might see other products like yoga mats or garlic presses or barbecue gloves that have the same situation. And so you really wanna see, how can you differentiate your product? How can you bring value through a better price, through better quality and innovation? All 3 of those together is kind of the trifecta of how you are gonna get a customer to buy from you over your competition. So those are 6 tips on private label selection success and how you can make sure that your next private label product is the right one to sell on Amazon. We believe that building your own brand on Amazon can lead to a life of amazing freedom. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below, and check out the Amazing Freedom channel for more videos on selling on Amazon.